Welcome to some random casual gameplay of World of Warcraft Classic Era Season of Discovery. And I throw in that era word every single time because it tells you, in other words, that there are no expansions, but it's not quite Classic Era in the sense that there's some goosey stuff they've done, like added runes, which give you spells or skills that you normally would not have gotten for many years to come until further expansions of World of Warcraft, or that have never existed, like giving wild strikes to a druid. That's Wind Fury. That's pretty nutso. Being able to buff for 45 minutes instead of 30, even out of party, all that sort of stuff. Little events that can happen here and there in zones such as Ashen Vale. So there's a few changes, but the basic core premise is the same. 150 more XP. It's going to drop down to 100 once I hit 50. It's always that last 10 levels that they turn it down. So anyways, I'm in Dustwallow Marsh. My goodness. For a little bit of perspective there. See me right over here in Kalimdor. Just in case it's been a while since you've played, right here, just east coast of the Barrens. Because again, there's a lot of people, Theramore Isle, Arkenwall Village, that know this game. They sometimes watch my videos. They haven't played in a long time. Maybe they forgot. I always like to know where a person is. Not that I watch anybody else's content because I'm too busy trying to be relevant myself. But if I was watching somebody play this game or any other game, I'd like to know where they are. Then again, if I knew the game like the back of my hand, I would already know where they are, which means that I'm probably too busy playing the game myself. That's just me, but maybe you no longer play the game anymore. I've been on this thing where I've been trying to figure out... I should probably get back on the road. Over here. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's right there. Why not? Might as well turn it in, even though the guy doesn't tell me to do so right away. Defeat. Just throw him there. You know what? Hey, oh, whoa. Whoa. What is happening there? We're getting a little hog wild there. No, that's okay. I'm like a giant short-faced bear. If you don't know what that is, Google magic that shit, and you're gonna find out real quick what that is. You think a polar bear and a grizzly and a Kodiak is something? You haven't seen nothing. Look at that Wind Fury on the bear. Imagine getting clapped with those paws. Yeah, I'd be running too. Oh. Oh, I see.
Well met.
Does he deserve to be healed? Gonna need a lot more than a bubble to protect you from the claw. Don't ask. Alright, so back on the road. Look at that, eh? Those old graphics. Look at that. Like paper thin. You can't, like, line it up perfectly. Anyways. A couple of the things I wish they would have updated, which they did in future expansions. But when you go back to the old zones, it's that whole, like, it looks nice from far, but it's far from nice. Yeah, so I've been on this thing, where I've been contemplating playing another MMO a little bit. I'm going to be playing a lot of that Amazon game, New World, Arternium, whatever it's called. When it comes out on October the 15th on PS5, I did the beta. I made a couple of videos on that. Not that that was exciting, and no, I'm not asking you to go and check it out. But it's great. It's fantastic. And of all the games, the Final Fantasy XIV Onlines, the Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, any other big ones, Guild Wars 2 that I may have missed. Guild Wars 2 is the only other one that, to me, is a great contender. Elder Scrolls is a fine game. They all are for what they're designed to do. They just don't cater to what I'm looking for. I play the game very oddly when it comes to MMOs.
Have a good one.
And destroy or sell these. Well, how do I do that? Oh, just give me a minute here. Unpopped Dark Mist Eye. I can destroy that. There. Turn in the missing deploy. Yeah, so in the overworld, not doing dungeons, not doing raids, not doing PvP and all that funky monkey stuff. This game, arguably, has one of the hardest overworlds. If you're helping people out in Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy, a little bit more trivial. It doesn't really do much. Whereas for Guild Wars 2, put down banners and all this kind of stuff, world events. It's sort of, not sort of, it's really truly designed for that kind of gameplay. Whereas this one here, I would even argue it isn't. Because there's no, I was going to say there's no real event. There's none at all. As far as I know, except for that one in Ashenvale there. There's like a little something going on there and a little PvP thing in Stranglethorn Vale. But for me, this is where this game lacks a lot. But just the basic journey, the moment-to-moment questing. Oh yeah, you heal someone, you toss them a 45-minute buff, they're whispering you, they're thanking you. You could just very easily toss them a heal. And, yeah. Talk to the Archmage. And you know, it's funny when I did that thing. When he surrendered. Oh. So when he surrendered, you know what's funny about that? Is, it might be too late now. Actually, hold on. Turn in the missing diplomat. This is why it's good. The deserters. Missing diplomat. Oh, right there. Defeat Private Hendel. So, you know what I might have to do? Is simply abandon the quest. And we're gonna repeat it. See what happens there? When you try to be smart and go, oh, it's right there, I'll just pick it up. I should have grabbed that other quest or whatever, but it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, so in here, the camaraderie and all that, helping each other out, it's a lot of fun. Guild Wars 2, people don't necessarily need your help as much, but at events, sure. That can be a nice thing. I don't know. I don't think you could buff people. I mean, I've played the game a lot. You'd think I'd know about it by now, but not in the sense of, like in this game. Archmage Turvosh.
For the Alliance.
Yeah, so I'm sort of stuck between playing this game and even Final Fantasy I enjoy a lot, just like roaming around doing random stuff. Missing
Light
diplomat. Yeah, see? There we go.
With honor, friend. What can I do for you? Be careful.
And then missing diplomat. I just did.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
Whatever, I'll just grab that just in case. Watch the dialogue, turn in. Talk to Lady Jaina Proudmoore.
All I ever wanted was to study.
I bet. Okay, so now we can take off. Yeah, so I might just get back more into either Guild Wars 2, which I do like a lot, but I love the idea, again, of giving my computer a break, letting it record my gameplay on PS5, rather than like what I'm doing now, which is playing on my computer, recording from the same computer. Not really the end of the world, because as you can see on ultra settings, it's World of Warcraft, but it used to be quite demanding. Don't knock it. It's running fine, so I'm not overly concerned about it. But I've been in that weird thing where I'm like, I want to upgrade my computer. I don't really need to. All the games that I play, which is like next to none, they run fine. There's the odd one There's the odd one I have to like lock at 30 FPS, ultra settings, 1080p, even with the high, well, not really high end, but it was a few years ago. And I still can't run the game past 30, but it doesn't bother me. And for me to upgrade just for playing Wet Fern Bus and Alaskan Road Truckers, arguably not really worth it for me. So I am just holding on for dear life. That's what I'm doing. Until I truly need to upgrade. And then I'll do it. But yeah, PS5, like I said, good enough for me. That PS5 Pro that's coming out, we all know the... let me take a look here if I can even make this thing appear or whatever. I'll kind of debate to see whether or not it's worth it. Most people will tell you it isn't, for obvious reason. Because for what you're getting, it doesn't seem like it'll be that great of a thing. But it could. It could be. So it's really hard to say. I'll have to wait and see when it comes out. Just how the whole thing pans out. I'm not, like, in a rush to get it. Right? Like, it's a Pro. Great. It'll probably, like I've said before, and like I think what's been proven already, is games that usually run in quality mode at 30 FPS will now run at 60 FPS in quality mode. I don't know what's going to happen if you leave the game on performance. Is it going to run at 90, which would be an odd refresh rate? I'm just saying 90 or 120. Probably not. It's just to have it so that you can have the quality and the proper frame rate all at the same time. Hopefully there's games that aren't forced. 4K 60 FPS. Hopefully, if we want, for the sake of stability, we can have it so that Balos, wait, upstairs inside, he will eventually... Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. He will eventually surrender. Yeah, because to me, all console games should have that option. Like, if something's forcing you to be, like, 4K 30 FPS, like, just give me 1080p 60 FPS. I'm good with that. Everybody's got different needs and wants. I just want something that looks good. 1080p is more than enough for me, personally. If I can get ultra settings with that good draw distance, HDR, ray trace, I don't need the 4K. Personally, I don't. Maybe you do, and 1080p looks like garbage to you. Well then, I guess, no offense, with all due respect, it sucks to be you because you have much higher demands of what you can accept for gaming. And I absolutely hate 4K for how hardware demanding it is for what you're getting. I find 1440p is that happy sweet spot. It's a good resolution. It's a in between the 1080p and 4K thing, and it allows for some higher detail, like higher graphical settings, while not requiring a 4090 Ti Ultra Super Megatron Edition kind of thing. It's just insane. And we know the last time I tried to be proactive and, oh yeah, I'll just do that quest quickly because it's right there. And I end up having to repeat it. So that's what I've been going through. Such a tough life, eh? But yeah, if you're curious, now I keep going on about computers, it's nothing that fancy. Don't get too excited now. Ryzen 7 5700G. I didn't have a choice at the time. There was nothing else because of the pandemic. There was shortages on a lot of stuff. And I ended up at the time, 3 years ago, roughly, I got a RTX 2070 Super. Still doing me great. And the Ryzen 7 5700G, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. I don't know the speed of my RAM. I don't really care. I just know that it lights up like a Christmas tree with all the LED funky lighting and all that. So I gotta watch. Oh. What's going on here? Aha! I knew.
By the light of the moon.
I knew there was something going on there. But that's okay, it's a PvE server. But like that, just little moments like that, I really like that. I know it sounds so odd, But right there, we have something in common. We're playing together, indirectly, arguably, one of the greatest games ever. Just period. And it's great. Give me a second. 1 second. All right, I had to pause it and text because it was all about the food and what's going on for supper, so that takes priority over this game. I mean, I could have just gone all the way around, but why the hell would I do that when I'm a druid and I have, well, aquatic form? Except that mucky water doesn't look all that nice, does it? I had an old graphics card from an old computer way back in like, oh, I can't remember, 2005 or 6, you know, a long time ago. And I was playing World of Warcraft. And what would happen is every time I'd go in the water and come out, like that, and do this, like that, it would pop. It was really bizarre. Absolutely crazy. I'll never forget it. And as soon as I changed the graphics card, nothing else, I just didn't have an issue. Speaking of time, let me see how long I've been recording. And we might wrap it up. I'll have to see there. My phone keeps beeping as supper plans are being discussed. And I am getting very hungry. Supper time soon. But yeah, I just like keeping up with this, like I said, because when I have my little root beer and play a little World of Warcraft and record it, even though it's the most awful performing videos on my entire channel, fortunately for me, they're my favorite videos to make. So it's hard for me to just completely stop doing something because it's not doing well. Mud rock soup and bugs. Yeah, that sounds very appetizing.
Hey there. Safe travels. See you around.
Leave the building. Actually, I think I am just going to end it here. Truthfully. Yeah, it's a good spot to end it. Plus, I want to eat. As always, if you liked the video, thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. So they say, and trying to help me with it. It's not funny. Who's laughing? And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great. Oh, and if you didn't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Bend it in half, twist it, and I'll break this thing off here where the sun don't shine. You don't want none of that. And yeah, subscribe, whatever. Thanks for stopping by either way. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.